And, little something with the, oh yeah, we gotta turn the volume down. That's gonna get some echo. 1080 with the burlap, quick tote, hand painted, hand stitched with the crochet thread.
Little slight work. These are the
handcrafted.
What's it called?
Etsy style.
Archive, not archive, but like
it's archive.
Well, not archive. I was thinking like, was it like the blueprint or not blueprint? Like prototype. This is like the prototype
sample, but that's what it is. Like the blueprint of it. Yeah. Like making the foundation. Like
thumbs up if y'all like that. If y'all want some more, let me know.
Right.
Alright.
Alright. So welcome to Claw Talk.
Alright. Welcome to Claw Talk. I'm your host Indy, and this is
Renaissance.
Join us today as we explore the world of tailored clothing, stitch by stitch.
Stitch by stitch.
All right, today we gonna have like 3 segments for you.
Same old.
Same old, same old. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run down who we are, our overview of 1080 Club.
Indeed.
And we're also gonna give you a little bit items of the week we have coming up as well. And then to end it, our new segment, it used to be called like fashion trends and news, but now we call it
name for it.
No threads attached.
No threads attached. I mean, don't attach us to it. We just give you this information.
It's that raw talk, baby.
Right, it's like like the raw edge, like the little fringe and all that. Like that's what this is at the end.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned to the end of the show where you get to hear that and see how we gonna present it. It's the same way.
It's new, so I mean, like, it's the same way, but it's
something different, right?
Yeah, basically,
right,
yeah.
So
but now y'all can't hold us liable, so.
Right. So, alleged.
This is off the record, basically.
Like, it's respectfully in front of it. It's alleged in front of it. It's all kind of stuff going on with it. So don't take it.
Don't blame me.
Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me.
Yeah.
All right, so the overview of 1080 Club. So who we are, we're a high-end modern contemporary brand. So what that means is like we're a more modern approach to high-end luxury. So like your higher-end brands, who would you compare us to? I would say even like Eaton, put us to the top high scales.
All of them. We compare us to any of them. You compare us to South Road. You can compare us to,
what he said.
To any workshop. Like but that's what I'm saying. Like we those guys. We the guys that are in those places. We're not the actual brand. We the person that make the brand. So you can compare us to anybody. We can probably make anything. And because we know the blueprint. So when you know the blueprint and how to break it all the way down to the pattern and cutting and all that, like you really can't put us in no category. But to get to the audience that we trying to get to, we're gonna say we get into this contemporary audience. We love that look that's going on right now, and we think we can shape ourselves into that and present that to the people.
No, well said.
Contemporary modern.
Finally doing something.
Right. I ain't want to add my 2 cents in the wrong way, but go ahead.
But like I said, we're more accessible to the people. I'm not going to say our prices are low, but we're more accessible, and all our stuff is handcrafted, hand sourced. All of our patterns are made in house. We have production, sourcing, fabric, buttons, notions, everything that's in house. That's us. So that's 1080 Club. That's what we're breaking down to you. That's what we wanted to tell you guys and explain more in depth about. So. A little something. Also, we have 2 subscription ships. So our first one has to deal with monthly. That's the $10.80 a month. And that's like more on the website. So on the website, it pertains to we have upcoming events that you will get information about and tickets for as well. You can also get, to buy the clothes on our website, you have to be a member. I know it sounds...
It's worth it.
But it's worth it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you believe in us and believe in the lifestyle that we're trying to pretend...
You'll get it in the long run. You'll see how, like, other brands and products, they do it like this, too. But it's like, the exclusiveness, you won't see... Like,
it's exclusive. That's what we're trying to say.
You can see somebody walking down the street, but you'll probably, end up, like, that'll bring you together instead of being, like, how it used to be, like, oh, he got on what I got on. It's like, now to be like, oh, if you see somebody with 1080, you can be like, yo, you in the club. So it's a different vibe with the whole club thing versus envying somebody because they got the same sneakers or hat or something else on. Like, it's like, oh no, you in 1080. I see you got this drop that they got. It's like, I'd rather us be that. Like that's gonna bring that whole, you know, fan of clothing together, and like they'll mess with us more. But you know.
And as well, so like I said, it's the clothing, it's also the events. We also will have we're going to start putting out some tutorial videos and something like that as well.
Teach you how to do something. Like,
teach you how to make basic stuff, basic sewing stuff. So, I mean, you're definitely getting some sort of something out of it.
Some incentives for being in the club. Like, you're
right.
gonna get incentives. Like, you're gonna learn how to do something that probably you and your friends, like some of your friends, don't know how to do. But being in the club, you might do it. Like, you're a tailor. It's like, oh no.
Oh, where'd you learn that from? 1080.
When you learn it, it's like, oh, I got that from 1080. Like, that's some little small stuff that they put out in a week. Like, but then you can watch the video. When you're in the club, you can watch that video, watch the live. Like, that's why we gotta do videos, because to go and get the timestamp and go through the live and like go to that exact part, then watch that exact part over and over. I'll do it, but I ain't saying everybody in the club got to do it. So we'll just make something look at the timestamp to do certain things. So.
I mean, and eventually, I'm just thinking off my brain, we could even put like patterns or something, like basic pattern, like polo pattern or something, or like the teddy bear like we have, which should be somewhere here.
Do it and release it.
Thanks to our co-host.
Man, because you got to print it yourself, like, and I see how you got to do the PDF, so that's going through Adobe.
That'd be easy. That's what I'm saying. We upload that.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
all your tailors don't know this, by the way. All your tailors don't know how to run the Adobe. You don't know how to put it and run the camera even. Like, I ain't saying it because it's an age thing or try to, you know, make a little age comment towards the older tailors.
You know I'll be honest. I got it.
Yeah, you can comment junkie. But I know that the older tailors, when I be working and all that, they know this. And that's why I do pride that we know this, but we do know other things too. But it's hard to stretch yourself out and know, like, we got to do our own. Like, he do all the reels and the stories and all that. Like, that's...
Follow me, Indy Tohai.
Indy.
If y'all want to see more reels and content, go to Indy.
So lately this week we've been getting a lot of impressions and things off the video. So go check out his reels. Go check out what he's doing. Yeah. Like, people laughing at him, like, in the best way though. But I'm glad that he getting like they going towards the tail. Like he bringing it up and he keeping that tailoring aspect involved. So that's what he do, and that's his life, and like to bring like pop culture in like that, like the whole, I ain't gonna say
what, say it,
Kelly one, you know what I'm saying, the one when you did with Kelly and everything. It's
that was funny.
See, that's pop, but it was funny, but it's like everybody knows that little.
No, my dad was. That's funny, actually. That's funny because my dad actually called me. He was like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, oh, I thought you were breaking down or something." I'm like, "Dad, that was just a reference to R. Kelly." So like, he was crying, and I did like a reel to it. So basically what happened, like, R. Kelly was crying or whatever, and I did a reel to it, and then it was a little too on point, your boy, just a little too good at this, you feel me? But no, he called me, he was like, what happened? I think, he's like, I thought you were depressed. I was dying. I was like, nah.
And that's the power of social media. So when I see that, it's like, oh, like, what do you, like, he's able to connect now our culture. Like, that was like, you got it to Pops though. So now you all the way up to how old is Pops? Like 60, 60s, almost 70s. Like, so from this age to this age, he able to bridge that gap, and we doing clothing. So by way of clothing, by way of pop culture and comedy and R. Kelly and that. There's a Gale interview, so you got So on a footnote, that's where it came from, just in case they want to know what we're referencing and all that. But at that one little part, that's what made it funny though. That's what I'm like, oh no.
If you want to see what we're talking about, go into the account, dog.
Yeah, because I wasn't gonna like it.
ENDYTEWAHADE.
Like, nah, that's Chicago. Like, I don't care about nothing. Like, in Chicago, you really don't care about none of that. You be like, nah, you can't make fun of nobody in Chicago. Yeah. At least I ain't gonna laugh with you, but you kind of made me laugh on that one. So. Go ahead.
So we were talking about the subscription ships. We also have a future subscription ship coming out, and that's the one
I like, because that's what I'm most involved in, and liking how, like, that's like a potential like billions of dollars. Like when you look at it, because if like everybody like
if they but
everybody subscribe, like
yeah.
that's a lot of people. And
yeah.
1,000 billionaires is, that means 1,000 million, a million, 1,000 pieces, all that just add up.
Yeah. No, definitely, I think it's a good idea. So, I mean, basically, with that would be $1,080 a year annually.
A year.
Which is not that much. A lot of people in New York pay that for a pair of shoes.
For one garment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, one bag. Like,
yeah,
but if you got that to spend and you was just like, I'm going to invest in this one brand and start out with at least, that's like the lease and the subscription kind of thing. So, I think it's good. Like, and then you can buy other pieces. Like, we ain't saying that that's all you're going to spend.
Right.
Or you can't.
But that automatically puts you in the club.
That puts you in the club, the clothing club, the clothing. You get into that cloth talk. You get to see.
But this would be additionally. So if you already spending that money, I feel like you already appreciate clothes. You already appreciate clothes. You're a connoisseur. You're in the lifestyle that you want to live.
And like, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I talking? Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up. I was talking about pieces and like music and like how singles and stuff like. I'll talk about that with you. It might have been on camera, but I think it might be my wife. So my wife, shout out to my wife. Come on. But we was talking about how I was talking about it, and she was listening because she always doing that, and I be rambling. But the whole music and look, he taking a break. So the music. And how like these pieces and how people like singles now, like it's hard to sell an album.
Yeah.
And that's why when people be saying too, like it's hard to sell a clothing line. So it'll be hard for you to like. Some people might not like your whole line. Like they might like, oh, I like that piece. I like that piece. So that was the singles off your line. So.
Right. But those are you focus on. But you don't. But you still gotta get into people variety because there's still people that like.
But you just gotta show them the
like
album.
That song. Yeah.
Yeah, like you gotta show them the album so they can pick and see what single they like, but they might not ever like all of them.
They're never gonna like all of them.
But you got access to the album.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. Like that's what 1080 and the 1080 Club, premium subscription is. It's like, yo, you got access to that album. It's like to have access to that album, even though you might have your singles that you like, and that's how clothes selling right now because. Nobody's really like dropping no meaningful lines. Like you see nice pieces, and it's like, oh, I like that jacket, but then you see the runway, and it's just like that jacket is the only thing that stood out. It's like, oh, the line is not really okay. So
I'm not sending shots or anything, but I was just we might have to skip to that segment ahead of time.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you see how it crossed over. Like our subscription just ran right into trending and news and beef and all that stuff.
That's not even beef. So like,
it's beef.
But no, it's like it's not even like a beef or anything. So I was looking at Pharrell or whatever the other day.
See, that's it. That's the
no. It's like he was wearing so I was looking at his clothes though, like him as like
how
what he wears. Yeah. I'm like, you don't dress well, but you pick nice pieces. You have nice pants. There'll be a nice jacket. You'll have a nice glasses, but like this don't go together. This don't.
It's really in the artistic, and that's what I'm saying. Like art appreciates.
Yeah.
And some things don't. Like that whole that's why I'm like, I hate to get into that goth era that was back then that we was just talking about with the crosses and everything.
Oh yeah.
Didn't age well.
What's it called?
What you mean? Like it was just the era, like when everybody was like dropping stuff that was like all black and crosses.
Yeah. I was trying to think of
but now you in Chrome Heart. You're in the Chrome Heart era now.
Yeah.
You're in the whole Rick Owens era now.
Yeah.
If you put Rick Owens and Chrome Heart together, you get that era.
Yeah.
But they've been doing it for that long, and they withstood it. So now you can't
Or people that want to come into it nowadays or something like that.
You come into it now, it's like you laid on a trend, or it's just a trend and it's going to go away, and you don't have no foundation in it because you always was trying, you just following something.
Yeah.
Like to me right now, a lot of things going to be a trend that but they don't have I'm gonna say who decides what. Right now they're going for the CFDA award.
Really?
I think it's the CFDA or the LVMH. One of those, who decides war. It's two of them. Look them up. But it's a lot of their pieces are hand done. Like you can see the zigzag in it. It's imperfected, the jagged in it and all that. That's not nothing that you can get done on
mass
so
scale.
But that's what makes it all. It makes it street, but then it makes it like couture.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you can't mass do that. You can't do it the same way that you do all this. So I respect them in that sense that they're making streetwear respectable in the contour, like the couture like level.
Yeah,
like they make you pay like whatever they charge for those pants. It's not like
$1,200 probably.
yeah, it's like up to 2,000.
Yeah.
Like and then the jackets that they do, and it's like, oh, I can do that. I know the art form, but I wouldn't do that just to block you or to do yours, to try to do your brand or your, just like
to show off type shit.
Yeah, but I try not to teach that either, because then that makes you, that puts that person into this era of clothing, and now you stuck into it, and you won't know how to do.
Well, certain people only know how to. Some people are good at certain things, so it's just like sometimes you just have to leave it to them. But that might, but that's not even basic. It's like, but you gotta think, okay, 10 years from now, are people gonna be wearing that? But there's people in like.
If it's basic,
but this is different though, because like that's what I'm saying. There's people in like Japan who specialize in denim jeans. They've been doing it for 100 years or whatever, but people keep buying denim jeans. That's specific. But like them, they're like, okay, we're doing like streetwear, cut edge, like this is hanging off, whatever. But it's like, is this gonna be here like 10 years? So you have to also think in the future, like, can I be sustainable in that sense?
So we're looking at what's out right now.
So to bring it back to us,
bring it back.
We are more of a sustainable brand in terms of ours is like modern, like we were saying earlier.
You say contemporary, you say modern.
A high-end, modern, contemporary
but
brand.
They can't get that confused with like what next year is going to be. So what next year is, we going to be that too?
No, I mean, I feel like we stay relevant in the terms of contemporary.
It's going to be with the structure and the like guidelines that we put ourselves under. I think that we're going to like.
It's more like timeless pieces. It's like you're saying, like, oh, is a jacket, like, is a leather jacket timeless? Like,
yeah, exactly. So
I'm not saying all of our pieces are like that, but I feel like more of our pieces are like.
Sometimes people might get into what is going on right now, and what they didn't just change it to just as of right now, or just spring or whatever. Yeah. So
we might have to put it in.
And that's what I'm saying. Like contemporary to us means something that's like almost uniform, something that's like you can wear and like it won't stand out too much, but you can blend it, like something like that. Like we getting that part of it, and it's modern. It's like old feel, new make type of. But we got to make sure that they know that what we mean by it versus what could be, because some people that's making these rules to clothes and this lingo to clothes don't know what they really talking about.
Right.
So
they're just trying to make it sound like certain way.
So making sure that they know the translation is there is what we gotta do, but we're gonna get there. But 1080, the premium brand.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
You said some modern stuff. Did it cut off?
No, I didn't cut off. I was just looking.
Oh, something came up on the phone.
Alright,
so if you're saying modern stuff, like that's what makes I guess that's what makes us contemporary and modern too, because we're gonna be talking about some things that might not be on topic with clothing, but it relates to clothing and then it relates to life and culture. So culture, life, clothes. Like we gonna cut through all that. Like, that's what I'm saying.
On the YouTube video, I can play on the YouTube video right there.
Alright, so we passed the premium. We've gotten to our next.
Oh wait, hold up.
I don't want to goddamn listen to him.
Oh.
Got the list?
I got the list.
Alright.
So I was just going to give you some ideas for the annual subscription ship.
Okay.
And y'all can list and say what y'all like and what you don't like, so let me know.
I'm gonna tell you.
These are ideas. We have socks. They're gonna be quality socks, so don't think, oh, socks. Like, you go to socks now, they're like $50 for one pair, so.
Yeah, we suck, eh? Go ahead.
PJ set. We have tote bag. Merch shirt. Tie. We can make underwear, because I've seen underwear.
I can make underwear. I don't know about you. We need that
the cover stitch. But I think we can get away with it without doing. But anyway, next.
What flat fell city?
Pocket squares. We also, eventually, I do want to get cologne. Eventually. Board shorts And then also like I was trying to get. You remember?
You say board shorts?
Yeah, they're like.
That sounds too close to boy shorts, sir.
No, board shorts.
I know they. I know what you said. That you said it the second time, but boy shorts. Board shorts are what, like long?
Well, they're like they're swimming shorts, but they're without the mesh. So like basically, you can go in the water still, but like you don't have to have the mesh. Like nobody wants the mesh.
Shit, you need mesh.
But don't go swimming in them. Don't actually go swimming in them.
You might, hey bro, like that.
Without your drawers in them.
All right, so.
Anyways.
Shorts.
Yeah. So that's just like some ideas, though. We got more stuff coming, but like, let me know what y'all think.
Ideas. What's at the top? Like, what's like most of these?
You only one here. Actually, let me talk to myself. To be announced. But anyways.
Oh yeah.
All right. So next in line would be just the items of the week. You want to put it on?
At least during this moment.
All right, so this is one of the 1080 pieces. Well, two of them, these are like what's called prototypes too as well. These are knit pieces, as you can see here. There's some shorts and top, so this would be like more of a beach attire, almost esque. Yeah, so basically, when y'all just want to throw something on real quick and just want to get out the house on when you in Florida or whatever.
Right, you go to the Keys.
Here, throw this bag with it.
Nice little.
Hold on, go back with it. Oh, throw that over your shoulder.
Right, go ahead.
Hey, you know, a little something.
How you fly slow when you about to jump in the water, you know? Oh, shit.
Alright, you can put it back on. You gonna put it back on first?
And he like to know.
This is gonna be my what's called. Then you gotta. There you go. Hey. And show me 1080. Alright.
Try to do a commercial and everything all in one shot. Like, look at this guy.
You feel me? There you go. Do something with your life. Okay, there you go. Do something with your life. Alright. Alright, but yeah, that's what we got. This is just a little shum for y'all to see this week.
This is the label, that is the bread.
You do it at it.
You gotta hit the socks today, son.
Yeah, you feel me?
If the world hear about us later, it'll be good because they're gonna feel like they invested. Like, oh, they know you all this time, you finally got it. Like, yeah.
We still working on it.
And it's kind of hard when it's like nothing to compare to. We can only compare ourselves, like you said, like to other companies and like bigger brands. And
Oh, sorry.
We're back. Good. Oh, we're back.
Sorry. Go ahead. What you saying?
So most of the time we can't compare ourselves to like regular people because there's no. People. We gotta compare ourselves to companies. Yeah, because when we do people, it don't sound right. We always taking away something, adding something, and it don't seem even. Like that's why I compare myself to a company because it's like, all right, you got a cutter there, you got a sewer there, you got a pattern maker there. That's the only thing I can compare myself to because you got all the elements. Like if it's just one person, he might not sew. He might not tailor nothing.
Oh, man, sorry. We do it once a week, but I'm about to go back into podcasting, but. It's good to talk to you, bro.
We can do some stuff online. Like get on this dude because we can do stuff online, but we like getting with the nitty gritty though too. Yeah. That's why we like hands on. We like touching, and then we actually get up and we talk about stuff when we get together. Like we talk about more stuff off camera, before the camera.
We need someone following us like Kanye.
Yeah, and then he end up talking about the subject before it comes on, and we talk about that for 20 minutes, and then that's our whole content that we could have had on camera.
I just want to
get shocked back. Like he want to get shocked to see how I said like my first reaction to it too. So
I should start doing that. Just asking on camera.
They gonna think we clown chasing though, but it really is like your first reaction to something that really shocks you.
Right.
Like nah, that don't make no sense. Like that's just my first reaction. Like nah. All right, so it's on you, sir.
Yeah.
Where's our subject at? So we
past the
premiums, past the.
Item of the week.
The item of the week, and now we're at
No threads attached.
no threads. Don't attach me to that. Don't even.
Drew the scissors and everything.
Drew the scissors. Your scissors is struggling. They done it all. They look like a tooth. Okay, anyway, you get a pass, sir. I get what it is. I get what it is, though. All right, so where you at, sir?
So yeah.
First item up the bat.
So first item up the bat is there's a new new director at Gucci.
Okay.
Now I don't know how to really say his name. Alessandro Michele.
And that's when the culture
It's Alessandro Michele or whatever, but it's the guy who used to be in Gucci in like 2018. You were supposed to say yes or no, dog.
Because I think
it was like 2018.
So, as a tailor, understanding and finding out things like later, like, so I won't be done because I didn't understand like who was in charge of what, like. So when I seen like it's a guy over men's, it's a guy over women's, it's somebody that's over haute couture, it's somebody that's over swim, and like they might have different designers for different things, and then just like you saying, like 218, like that kind of sound familiar. 218, 219, like I'm kind of seeing that, but like I didn't know he like went anywhere. Like I didn't know. I just thought he was just only like designing for women something. Mm-hmm. So
I think
you say, I don't.
Women's creative director.
But I can't say that he left because I know Tom Ford was over there.
No, because I think he was doing men's too. I think there's an over. Sometimes I think they have over, and then
but
I think
someone ready to wear. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it men's, and then is it ready to wear?
I think
it's like it's a whole bunch of like that's what like to try to figure out.
Because what's his name did both. So sorry to sidetrack, but
no, we still on subject.
Olivier Rousteing,
the guy in Balmain,
French guy, Balmain.
He get busy.
He does. But
the
higher one and the lower ready to wear,
so
and he does
ready
haute
to wear. Then he'll do the haute couture and everything like crazy too. Like, that's why I like his design. I like how far he goes and extension, like crazy.
It's like Olivier Rousteing. I don't know. Like, dude, he's dramatic.
I thought it was Oliver.
No, but it looks like Olivier or whatever.
But it's French, right? So you can't just say it like a regular R and all that. Like, no, your name Oliver.
You come to the streets as Oliver.
But they butcher my name, so I ain't even gonna act like I'm gonna say it right the first time. But sometimes they do say that. Like, that's what I mean. You can't get Renaissance wrong. But Jarrell, you might butcher that one. You see it on paper, it's gonna sound different. And
I was laughing earlier. They took this boy's name. Well, not really, but on a post on IG or whatever, Instagram. They said the Renaissance.
Oh
man. They said the Renaissance
man.
man.
Got drama. See, this is the drama I'm talking about. See, now I gotta run down my Renaissance.
But they were talking about.
He's a Renaissance man. So it's talking about Pharrell. My name is Jarrell. His name is Pharrell. Let's get that right at the top.
So the Renaissance man.
And then they had the Renaissance man Pharrell.
And this is the Renaissance.
I am the Renaissance and I'm Jarrell. So it's like he thought that was pretty funny to point out.
That was hilarious. That was shots fired.
But our Renaissance thing, like the things that are different between us, is like he doesn't.
What makes him a Renaissance man? Because he could do
multiple things. I think it's the doing multiple things. I don't think it's just a period of time. Because sometimes they like the Renaissance was a period of time more.
Right.
And they made it.
But
like,
even to say like you're a Renaissance man, I feel like you would do stuff within the Renaissance era.
So I can paint.
That's the same.
I can sew.
And draw.
I can draw.
Yeah.
So. But if he's doing that way, like it's not like he can't do a whole. He probably could do production, music, all that little stuff. Like he's doing things. He can sing. Yeah. He can rap. He has things that he does, but it doesn't overlap mine. So I don't mind coexisting with this other rail.
Yeah.
That is also a Renaissance man. That's what I'm saying. Like if you compare me to him,
I
wouldn't even be mad.
They're two different things, though.
But don't like. He's a Renaissance man because he calls himself a Renaissance man, but how he is like perceived by people, like they're gonna tell you, like you'll see, like if, people are gonna refer to him as a Renaissance man when it comes down to it, or they're just gonna be like he did something with Louis Vuitton. by the way, he's the creative director for Louis Vuitton, and he's doing a little. I don't want to say little. I don't say it like that because that's an accomplishment. Like yo, you got to get control over all these tailors and sewers and pattern makers. If I had that much power, you give me that much power. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Like they should but that's what the LVMH award is about. Like giving somebody like you. You know when I missed it, sir? The LVMH award prize thing. When I turned 40, it was because, and guess what year I turned 40?
2 years ago?
The year of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So the year of the pandemic in 2020, when I turned 40, when I could have applied, which was my last time being able to apply, that happened. So, and I went, I can't say it like I was prepared. I was about to drop that time. That was the 1 year that I didn't get to it, and then that was my last year to drop. And then
what?
That's what I'm saying. But I'm not even old in Taylor years. Like these dudes,
they're like
they be like, hey, little young buck. I'm like, I'm big over here. Like they be like, nah, you ain't nothing but a little young buck. Like yo, you got a snot in your nose. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's an open opportunity for my boy, and I think that you're gonna be able to compare. You're gonna be able to compete with people like. I mean, he gonna probably, they gonna move him out the way by the time you get there, I'm telling you, sir. But you're gonna be able to, you're gonna be competing with, for real. I'm not competing with this dude, man. Like, why? Like,
I don't know. Like you said, he's gonna be gone by that. You think he's gonna be there next year?
I don't give them that long because they only got so much to get up out of you. You just did the Cowboy because you had to one up on knowing that.
Why do you even do the Cowboy?
Because he knew Beyonce was coming. If you got to one up, Beyonce coming, and you can design a whole line of something that's going to definitely sell because you're going to have a whole beehive behind you.
That's crazy.
Yes, sir. Ain't it crazy? Popular Friends and all that stuff got him into this position, and then after you get into position, you got
populating.
But it's a chess move, not checkers, sir.
No,
he moved up in there, and that next season, he said, "I'm gonna make me a Cowboy line," and then that Cowboy line.
He was a producer on her album.
Sure, so what that? I don't listen to a lot of Beyonce, sir, especially if it's not commercial on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. I gotta name all of them because we got all of them. So if it's not on there and not coming through there, I can't say that I listened to a whole album. I heard the whole album or nothing like that. This is why we in pop culture. You see how we ended up in pop culture because you want to talk about,
That's
strings attached though. Like you know what I mean? Like, but. I just feel like he knew something was coming, and he's not like Jay-Z was at the show. Both of them, he performed on that second show. Was it the second show he performed at? Either way, that's my homeboy wife, and she about to drop an album, and it's gonna be about cowboys, and I just dropped all of this, and now this is gonna sell because. It's genius.
To the Beyonce concert, I got something for y'all.
It's a whole album. It wasn't just that. That's why that song dropped after the Super Bowl. Like I seen how the song dropped in the Super Bowl little run. Like what that did to it. Like it kind of bumped heads with Kanye. I feel it shouldn't have, but it bumped heads with Kanye. But it still did its thing, and he was able to do his thing. So I like how that overlapped, but at the same time, they both got what they wanted or got that look that they get because both of them went number one. Mm-hmm. She went number one right away, ladies first, and it went and it, I think it was decent. But clothing,
she just released hers.
Who?
Beyonce.
Released what?
The country album.
Oh, I thought you were talking about clothes because I was like, you gonna get on that? But she just released the album and that was just in the 20-something. And that went coincided with who else dropped something. It don't matter. Once she dropped, that's what I'm saying. But that, if you at the concert and you got on some Louis Vuitton,
right?
They gonna be looking at you a little different. They be like, oh, wow, you got on cowboy Louis Vuitton, Not to mention that Louis Vuitton has a factory in San Antonio.
Oh, dang.
I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff that we don't know. This is the Taylor talk. That's why we do gotta bring that up because it's when I found that out, I was like, oh wow. But they only make bags.
Yeah.
So they making a certain bag in San Antonio, but Man, she from Texas. I'm putting two and two together, sir. Like, she from Texas.
Right.
I get the whole Houston tie to that. Pharrell, he got to that, he knew about that, and he just tied it into the Louis Vuitton and all that. But we started out talking about what? Because I know we...
No, I wasn't rushing you or anything. I was just trying to see something.
No, I try not to get off.
That's why I turned the page, and that's how you seen it. I was like, oh, damn, I know. You can talk as long as you want, right?
Because if we get on, like, I'm trying not to, like, put too much emphasis on that, because we started off with talking about... You trying to bring up some old stuff?
No.
But yeah, but in that all that thrill, that renaissance, like I love it. Like it's gonna like make my story sound like what it is. Like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't get past the fact I'm a renaissance man in clothing. Like I did all that you did in music, I did that in clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Came from bottom from I did that in clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So this my apprentice, this like, you know what I'm saying, the dude that I'm planning on beating y'all. Like that's why you gotta get into the whole, like we gotta get into the CFDA as a club. Because we could possibly be on the board. Just like how them boys is like you see the board, right? It's of the peers. It's like
what's the name on there?
You know who on there. Bill, not Bill, the other Tom.
Calvin you talking about? Or no?
The other Tom, not Tom Ford, but is Tom Ford on there?
This bad guy you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the dog with the red, white, and blue.
Hilfiger?
No, the other one. Red, white, and blue.
Polo?
No. Tom, what's his name? Damn it, I feel horrible now. And I shouldn't have cut it. You gotta cut this out.
Nah, it's definitely going in.
Because it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not like I don't know him or respect him or nothing like that, and I ain't saying his name 1,000 times, but
oh shit.
His name is
oh, my bad, Wes. Tell your mama said what it.
Shout out to mama. This dude, we had him in the store. Like he had the dogs with the bags. It's the red line, the white line, the blue line, on top of the gray suits. Like they are
Brown.
Tom Brown. It's easy. That's what I'm saying. Like I said Tom, but Tom Brown, he's on the board of the CFD, I think. So a lot of them like were past like, you know, finalists, and then I think what's his name? Virgil. Rest of Virgil was on. He got the LVMH. He got LVMH award. I don't think he got the CFDA or something like that, but I think they honored it. Like, but every year they like kind of like pull somebody and do all this for men's, women's accessories. Like I'm not putting.
They go out and find the people. Or you got to put in like a.
I think you gotta enter like almost like the LVMH. You gotta enter in it like, and then the CFDA like to be on like it's like a club. It's like a club like us, but it's like a little bit more expensive. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's clubs that's way more expensive. They give you the access to like, you know, shout out to the CFDA, but. We kind of like modeling some of the things that we doing, like as far as like information. They got like a calendar, the shows and things like that, and then they got other designers. They give out awards to people that don't do fashion at all. Like Serena got something. There's a couple people that don't do nothing but dress, like Serena Williams.
That's what I was like, Serena.
Yeah, like Serena Williams, like she don't do nothing, but she got a line now. That's what I'm saying. Like once they get into the CFDA, they see how easy it is to.
But they can make money off you. They're just using these people.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but it's like they're using these people. They're going to use you for your name.
But some people are already selling their name. Somebody already done with their sport, so they profession that they in, and now they really just okay. I'm just going to sell my name. I'm just going to use my name to make money. And I guess it's good if you can just sign your name and get money for it. Like that ain't bad. Like, but
everyone has a brand. Rihanna has a brand.
Yeah. And how much of that is still tied to her music?
Beyonce has a brand.
But is it like? But everything don't get tied into her music. But unless she wanted to, and that's what I'm looking at too. When she want clothes,
that's the crazy part. I was surprised she didn't do like something for Ivy Park or whatever. Some Cowboy shit.
She still got Ivy Park.
That's
though.
True though. I don't know.
Is it still Ivy Park?
How does Beyonce keep getting bring back up? All right.
Cause she got enough to fund the brand. Like she got enough to fund it. Like. I'm gonna drop whatever I feel like dropping. I'm gonna drop how many pieces I want to drop. I'm gonna give it to who I want to give it to. And like, if you had that much power in fashion, what would you do with it? Like, who would you dress? Who would you guarantee that got your pieces and stuff? And that's what I think that we ain't got enough power with 1080 because a lot of people influence, and we can't touch these people right now. But if I wanted to dress somebody, I got my pick of who I want to dress, like not for popularity, but no, I can dress.
I just want to give you one, or even that. It's like I feel like just show my appreciation.
You look
Let me
nice
get
in
a
my
suit real
stuff.
quick.
Like it's like, oh, you look nice in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I can make I would want him to have it. I would want him. I would like to see him in it. It's like I want to see my fashion, whether they famous or not. Like they don't have to be famous or nothing like that. But like some people, like no, I think it'll be a compliment if you wore mine. So she can do it. Like she did that. Like Fenty did that. Like back in a couple years ago. Like
who is that one? That's I don't understand. Who? I guess it's the females or whatever. But I don't know anyone that has like, oh, this is Fenty.
You're not a female. That's what I'm saying. Like
even the females, bro, like they have stuff to brag on. They're like, oh, this is Chanel. This is. No one's like, this is Fenty.
But it's because.
It might just be a cut. Yeah, that's true. I guess I really don't.
That's the men's and women's, and they consume more at a different rate and all that than men's do.
Yeah.
So when they hot about, like by the time we find out about it, they didn't already went hot and cold about it already. So it had been hot and cold in them already by the time we find out about it, sir. So by the time we found out about it, they done bought some of it, took it back at a return, bought a second pair and all that. Like we late on stuff like that. But Fendi and women clothing. This is why I don't get in their business, sir. Yeah. You don't know what it is about them that make them want that, and that's why you shouldn't make no women's clothing.
I never received Fenty.
Exactly.
That's the crazy part. However you sell it, I haven't even seen you.
You ain't never even seen
But no, I think that's more for her. That's more for her, like, doesn't she have makeup and stuff?
Yes.
That's what I think that she's getting most of her makeup.
She had the panties, the bra.
Because I think it was $1 billion before she even got to clothing because of the makeup. I could be. I don't know. I don't know. Fact checker. I don't care.
That's the ignorance in us.
No threads attached.
But no threads attached. I don't know. Like this might not connect to you. Might not. None of that. But I'm looking at Sephora because Sephora is owned by the LVMH, right?
I did not know that.
Now you know now.
When?
This thread talk. They like some.
That's like the society brand.
Like Tom Ford is Estee Lauder. You know that?
Well, they got bought out.
Exactly. That's what they do.
But that's the same. Originally was no.
You don't want to sell a brand.
With Sephora, no, because I'm on my own. Why the fuck?
You can't unless you can supply your own brand.
I know, but I have to get there somehow.
You're gonna have to sell out. I'm sorry, because if you can't supply, or unless you put it on you control that lead.
I ain't selling out, dog. We ain't selling out, dog. What you talking about?
I'm selling out everything in the brand that I want to sell it out in. Not in every brand, not in every garment, not in every. That's what I'm saying. Like. I'm gonna choose what I sell out with. I'm gonna choose what gets made by somebody else. Like the more control you have over it, I feel, the more you get to say, I ain't selling out. Because guess what happened to Ye? He talked that talk, and that's what made me so.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
But no,
I got the answer.
Hey, I got the answer.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
I got the answer. The answer is us making it. If we make it, we ain't gotta worry about them producing it, and never worry about you. Like none of that. Like at least half of it, because other than that's distribution. If we make the Yeezy shoes and T-shirts and produce them, print them, and us, as in Wyoming somewhere. Hint, hint. I've been in Nebraska. I went to school in Nebraska. My mom lives in Nebraska. I'm in the Midwest. I'm from Chicago. I'm from out west. So like I've been on the north side and the south side. Built us a factory in Wyoming though. And once you put us in Wyoming, you get that factory. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you build a factory, we can. It's basically you seen how it's farmland. It's farmland. It's a hangar with a whole bunch of sewing machines in it. You put them sewing machines up in there, rows by rows, and all the people that like yo.
And the funny thing nowadays, you don't have to know that much. No. Like it's most of it is technology. So I gotta teach you how to do this machine real quick, push a button.
That's it. And like I'll have a video on repeat so that you can know what you're doing. Like I don't know. Like I got the answers when it comes to why we should produce our own product and how much more money we'll get. We'll get more money if we like.
I said you give them away everything.
So. That's why they don't want to give it, because if they paid you $5...
I think like $10.80 right now, dog. Go ahead and send it to me, Venmo.
If 10 million people bought us out right now, if 1 million people bought us out right now, we'd be in trouble. Right now.
Bought us out?
Bought us out, like, or just subscribing, or just, whether it be the $10.80, or the $1,080, if we get 1 million customers right now, we're gonna be in trouble.
Why? Because that's money.
Because you're gonna have to sell out. Why? Because we can't make it at the regular weight, and we're gonna have to get it done by somebody else. And if they not like, they'll try to make us look like Kanye. Mm-hmm. That's why Kanye, it's gonna take 3-4 weeks. Like, no, you won't have that problem if you already had a manufacturer set up or a company set up in your facilities, and you can like know the flow of, and like, you know, it's just some stuff that I feel like he need, or people like that need.
But he actually has the money to do.
He does,
capable to do that.
But he don't have the money.
We don't.
He doesn't have the tailors around him, put it like that. Like if you had tailors around you,
I don't think it's that though. It's a whole other thing you have to learn now. And you have to sit down, and now you have to go, huh?
What you mean you have to learn?
Well, I mean, he have to like actually sit down and actually have to pursue this venture. I think he just rather just, you know what I'm saying?
He want the benefits of it, he want to be able to, but I don't think he understands he needs to be in charge of the making part, and is more involved with the making of and close to you. And like, if he had that, like, he'll go over there and visit theirs and see theirs over there, but if he had his here, in a way, he will be able to control the flow here and be popular here and be able to employ here and all that. Like, it'll change the dynamic of what he's trying to do. I feel like the down to school, I understand it and what you're trying to do, and like mom is mom, like never disrespect that. But if you had down to the factory, like down to the, you know, like really went into, okay, I got cobblers here, like we gonna make Yeezy shoe from scratch, and we gonna make it here. This the down the cobbler shop, like down the, you know, manufacturing of clothing. Like, yo, sign me up. Why? Because I know I can make that, I can change that. Like, if we getting up it, yo, stop playing.
You going to Wyoming or what?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, but because he had this many acres, yo, give me a house over there. Yeah. Like, I'm staying. What am I doing? Like, yo, just like technology. Like, I see when he was talking about getting the septic tanks and all that. Like,
they're not even, sorry to do on the side stuff there, but like nowadays you don't have to build. So I've seen these people, they put like, basically they inflate this thing and then they pour some stuff over it, and so they let it, it's almost like concrete, but like they let it sit.
About making a house?
Yeah, they just let it sit.
It's not a lot.
It hardens like that, and then they take the thing from underneath it, and it is a house.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, no, it's like 3D printing houses.
It's not the building of houses all the time. I think it's the waste. Where you gonna go to the bathroom? Like, that's my number one thing. Like, bathroom waste.
But you can use that as fertilizer too, though. That's what people don't know. You can use that as fertilizer too, though.
I know that, but are you doing it? Like, you gotta understand.
I'm moving the bucket.
But some people do certain things, and some people like, I'm not doing that. I'm not an electrician. You ain't gonna convince me to mess with nothing and no bunch of wires.
Yeah.
But some people, like, they don't have no problem with it. I'm not messing with it.
But now they got like solar patterns and stuff like that. Now, like solar pattern.
You know what you doing when it comes to that?
No, but I don't think it's that. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, alright, you gonna get shot first. And he popped, then we gonna find out how this
I'll figure it out. I'll let y'all
know. That's what, like, it's just the ignorance of knowing certain things and having people that you trust to feel that ignorance. Like, if I'm around you and you had a problem with clothes, you're gonna come to me because it's like, yo, I trust my brother. You
right,
tell me exactly. But if I don't know nothing, you wouldn't ask. I wouldn't recommend that you ask me. Like, Kanye is asking people that I wouldn't recommend you ask.
Oh, I got you.
Well, just anybody is like, yo, you need to be asking somebody like us that like really want the best for you and know about just the best for clothing. Like, clothing wise, like, we want to do it. Like, that's not to be selfish. Like, no, I want to do it too, Kanye. But I can tell you how you can help the whole culture in getting it so we can do it, you can do it, everybody can do it, and we can depend on each other doing it. It's like, I buy all the Indies clothes. I can afford it now because I got my own clothing line, or I got my own business over here, or, you know, I'm going to buy this whole, like, we need to be doing that. That's a stunt to me. It's like, yo, I bought all his pieces.
Well, just keep money with
that's his album. Like, I bought his whole album. Like, we need museums with our clothes, and then, like, yo, like, I see his clothing line is pretty much his whole on display. Like, I see, when I used to go to the art museum in Chicago, and you know it too, you know it too, like, when you go up in there and they have those mannequins or they have the outfits of people in there. I ain't been to the MoMA yet. I still ain't been there. I ain't been to all the other down there, but in Chicago, that art museum, and like, they showed like people in older dress, and they'll show the painting of it, they'll show the actual garment. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I'm that. Like, I feel like for our era, I want to be able to represent this. Well, Kanye got a piece of it too. Like we all got a piece. Like, oh, my garment is going to represent a certain era in clothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen the Hammer pants, like those are Hammer pants, but it's like you think of Hammer, you know, all these little the G Unit tank tops, something as simple as that. People don't really like that's etched in history though.
Yeah.
You can put that in the museum and lay it down there, like, yo, that was a G Unit. Now you got a story of 50.
Yeah.
With clothing, it started. Well, what happened with that cross colored? Like, oh, you see cross colored, like, oh, Will Smith had that on. Everybody got a story. Oh, my cousin had that. Like, I got a story about cross colored, but everybody that seen Will Smith with it got a story about when they seen him with it.
Yeah.
Or the little hats or the Malcolm X period of time. Like, this is time when you was younger, but it was like I'm little and I'm just seeing it and seeing how it's like controlling music, pop culture, actors, all that. Like, clothes affect a lot. Like, and then if I don't want to say it like I'm trying to be politically correct. If the black American had more control over how much money he spent on the clothing with his people, like I would buy all the clothing. Like I'll buy all your clothing line. Like, yo, and then when I buy it, then you get the money. You're gonna buy it and spend it with somebody else. Like, I think that's how. I ain't no shoehead, but the clothing, that would be something that I would do. Like making my homies. Like we all make our own clothing lines, and you drop your shirts, I'll buy your shirts. And like now we just win each other's shirts, we win each other's clothes, and that's a flex for me. Like when you make something and I'm able to tell somebody like, yo, my homie made this. Like that ain't like, like yo, my homie really made this shirt like that I got on. Like this, he did this with his hand. Like that hit different to me than somebody flexing that they bought something from a company that they never seen the tailor and they never seen the person that designed it. Like you never seen the person that designed it, cut it, sold it, nothing. Yeah. So that's why it hit different to me, sir. That's why I'm so emotionally attached to. Yeah, it's like, but pop culture, it can help us if we get to the right one. I feel like I'm not putting my garment on nobody famous. It don't mean nothing to me. Like it really don't. Like I don't. Like, you can get right up in here with a blue check and all that and be like, I like a shirt. Like, what does that mean, bro? Like, if we can't change the culture with your blue check on here buying a shirt or wearing a shirt, then I don't want it because it don't mean nothing. Like, we all can't eat off that shirt that you bought or you wearing. Like, and until we figure out a way to do that or come into a compromise that we can get something going with that, then I don't want to do it. So, all that popularity contest, and I always say that, but some people got clothing lines to be popular. Some people did it for their people and like really wanted to show and share their like yo,
talent.
Yeah, it's like yo, this is
like,
it.
Like, we appreciate this and like we don't do this just for fun.
This art appreciation on clothing. Like no strings attached, no strings attached.
Yeah.
What was the next subject though, sir?
We went.
It's news because I wanted to get on the Gucci because we started with talking about Gucci and then the whole thing with him being on and signing. I was gonna bring it to Dap and Gap. So Dap and Gap, like this basically breezes across there, but my expectations of certain things and seeing like Dap in this whole different light, then seeing like then what I see, like, oh, that was the thing too. Like the guy that you're talking about, he was on when Dapper Dan got hired on.
Okay, like
yeah, so he was on.
That's like the time they got him hired. Yeah.
When he came on, like, but they gave like Dapper Dan like this kind of I don't know like, but that's when I'm not knowing and I'm new to New York fashion. I'm really not paying attention. I'm looking at the clothing, but I'm not looking at the BOF of it. So the business of fashion. Right. So that was a capsule or something that they did with that, or like that little, and we going up there, like I'm still trying to see, like all that time we going up there, and I'm trying to see, like, you know, how I can get up with Dap, you know, with Gucci through Dap, and then he's going the whole Gap way, like he's going endorsement, Pepsi.
He knew that's the only way you can get money off it though. Yeah. I'm not like sending shots, like I said, it's still no thing.
This call
but like he's an older man. He's not trying to get out here and hustle again, dog. He was hustling at the age of 40. That's when he started. Like, so like he just out here trying to get his money, and I know he just sold out. Like you said, he just got to sell out. But
he wasn't hustling it the way that we hustled.
He never sold. Yeah, he never sold. That's the saying. That's what people don't understand. So, like they're like, oh, this created. I mean, this designer, but it's like he wasn't a designer. He just like told people I mean, obviously he had to have the design of what he wanted, but like he wasn't like cutting it up and sewing and stuff.
It was more like
creative director.
You more the creative director.
He's Pharrell.
Yeah, you directed it a certain way, but the guys that are actually making it look like us and that are us, they're like, all right, we're gonna take this, we're gonna do this to it and all that. Like, we don't want to control how wide that leg is by measurements that we took and trial and error that we go through. It's like, oh no, you want a wide leg? We got to go through that whole process. You know what it is, like, but we know what it is. They don't know what goes into that process of making that pair of pants or altering or changing and making it just right. Like, we don't get a lot of chances with people. I had one shot with a lot of people.
That first shot is really what you got. Like, as soon as they come in and you mess up.
Unless they mess with you, they'll give you a little leeway. But sometimes you only got that one chance, and if you mess it up or if it's a little bit off, they try to ridicule you for it. They what comes with that as a new designer, new tailor, whatever. They try to play you like you don't know what you're talking about. When there's a process, it's a whole process of us doing this. Like, all right, if it don't, like, we're gonna give it this much more. And then we're gonna bring it down. Mm-hmm. Your arm is not the same shape and arm. Your leg is not. So we gotta inch it. Like, sometimes
not everybody's the same. Someone has broader shoulders. So
your legs are not even. Your arms are not even the same. Like, we different, but that person, like, when you're a new tailor and you do this new design or whatever it is, they're gonna critique every little bit of that before they do that to somebody that's on a different level. Like,
but even that, other people on the higher level.
It's fine.
Exactly.
I'm fine. Like, you
I
just walk straight
literally
off the rack. Didn't say nothing.
I don't know what brand, but like I went to it was Birdoff. Or was it? Yeah, I was in Birdoff.
Birdoff, good. Yeah.
And like I literally was looking at.
Shout out Neiman Marcus.
My bad.
No, but I used to work for them. That's all I'm saying. Like, I didn't know that they was connected. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You went up in there and did what?
And I was just looking at one of the brands, and like I just literally turned that sleeve over. I don't know if you guys know what I'll be talking about, but like the hem was.
We gotta show you.
The hem was coming undone. Like, it wasn't stitched correctly. Like it wasn't stitched correctly. I'll just put it out there.
Something that you will be crucified for as.
It wasn't like very noticeable, but like to tailors, I literally took I like looked over and I was like, nah, this ain't right. And then, but they're still selling it for $1,200, so it's like. But you guys would probably be like, yeah, it's fine. Like, right. I mean, it is fine necessarily, but every stitch should be perfect if it's $1,200.
I'm paying $1,200. If we making it says $1,200, they're gonna go through, and a lot of customers are gonna go through.
What is this extra string hanging off?
What is this? Why does it look like this? Why it don't have this? Just like when you said that your shirt don't have buttons and it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Some people will ridicule your shirt for not having buttons. It's like, no, that's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
That make it almost androgynous because you ain't got no side to put it on, but. It's summertime. It's open. You up. Like,
throw it on.
I get it. Another tailor can get it, but sometimes if they want to take away from you in some kind of credit or something, like, oh, he ain't put no buttons on it. Like, no, that was on purpose. That's in the design. And on top of that, I did the skill that made it like that.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, not everyone's gonna love the craft. You can't.
They gonna hate you.
But I mean, the people that you can't.
You say not everybody. They gonna hate you. They hate us now. You know why they hate us now?
I'm not too worried about it.
But
because the people who actually love it actually understand. But it's like with everything, because like I did the same thing with other things. Like I remember even when I was younger, we went to a speaker store. Start to get off subject, but like I was going to a speaker store. I was like, people are paying thousands of dollars for a speaker in their car, bro. I was like, this is the stupidest shit. This is the stupidest thing ever. But then when you actually go into like the people who are actually making it and like you like see how well the speaker is and like what they do to tune this speaker. Some people go crazy obviously and are blowing their heads off with 1,000 speakers.
Sometimes you need crap to compare that quality to. And that's what I hate that sometimes you gotta it's like you don't know how much quality and how good I am until you get
compare the crap and you're like,
what trash is. Like, you put somebody that don't know how to do everything that I know how to do next to me, you'll see the difference in it. But if you
But you can even tell, though, like, sewers now, like, I can literally, if somebody's walking by, and I'm like, you must have made that, and then, like, you ask them, they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, like, I can tell, it's not, like, the seams are ironed, like, there's missing stuff on it.
In New York, in America alone, New York is the only place that you're gonna find or see another tailor or somebody that didn't sew. And this is or unless it's an area of a certain city or something. But in New York is the only place I have ever been. I've been a couple places, not around the world and all that stuff, but I know it's more popular around the world. So I'm talking about in America, in New York, that you can possibly bump into somebody that didn't made their shirt. Yeah. You can point it out like, hey, you made that, right?
This pocket's a little crooked.
But you go, it's gonna be a more dense, like if you in this area right here. So if you're in the garment district, you might run up on buddy that had that shirt on. Old girl come across you like that, ruffle off a little bit. But if you anywhere else in America, you might not find another sewer or person that sold for miles. Like right around here, like ain't nobody sold nothing on my block. Nobody sold nothing. Last person was probably their great grandmother and stuff. Like I've talked to these people. I know because I talked to them. So it's like, okay, I ain't lying. I'm not making this up. Like, and if you go door to door, I can literally go do a poll door to door every block down this block in this neighborhood right here. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or no, ain't no sewing over here. Or no, we don't know how to sew or something. So we need to bring the culture back. We need to like show what quality is so that people can stop putting this crap next to our stuff or trying to compare us to like.
Or it's fast fashion brands, like something that they just trying to rip out. Like these are handmade quality things that should be appreciated. Like, so it's just like
that and. I don't want to say it.
But like, it's not for everybody, though. You can't say it's for everybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, not everybody likes fine china. Like,
that's true. But I'm not trying to say it like as a challenge or something, or trying to put somebody down. But you try to take a piece of fabric and make yourself something. Anything. And that's what I'm saying. Like, try to make a shirt and then like. Make it look cool, make it feel cool, make it fit and all that. Like all that stuff is what we go through before you actually get this garment that you see that we display and all that. It's like, yo, that started from nothing. No thread, no nothing. It's like just flat. Then you had to go through this. Like, we got to bring that appreciation to them and, you know, let them know like, yo, this is why you should appreciate this 1080 garment because we did something that not everybody can do, and then we're gonna put it on display for you. Just for you. Not for me. Like I'm good for me, and that's just it. Like we could be selfish and just make our own clothes. I want to put that out there. 1080 could be selfish and just make our own clothes and not let y'all in the club, but just be on here just talking stuff about what we just made each other, because that's what it look like right now. But we want to share with y'all. We want to share with the rest of the club, any other members. We want to get people in on it and learning what we learning and knowing what we know and be able to talk the way we talk, because we can talk about it for hours. I'm like,
that's already been.
You too. It's 2:35. We're supposed to start at 1 o'clock.
I gotta edit on this whole thing. Oh my God,
so we got a little time.
All right, so
that's it right there.
Yeah, it's time to go. So all right. Next time on 1080, where the thread tells the story of fashion is our language. We'll catch y'all later. 1080.